Hi, it's Chef Scardina with some exciting news. The Harvest Hub meal boxes are back this summer. We're buying from local farms to bring you the freshest, most nutrient-dense foods because everyone deserves to eat well. Before we get started, did you know there's a new resource in town? Shelly Argerbite and her team at the Garrett County Health Department, along with our partners and volunteers, are working to establish the 360 Access Hub to help reduce food insecurity in Garrett County. And you can check that out at 360accesshub.com. Let's get started. So, Harvest Hub Meal Box 2025. This is the first one of the summer. What are we having? We're having a cucumber salad with tomatoes, some fresh sauteed green beans, a local chicken stew with onions, carrots, and roasted potatoes. Okay, before we get started, this is Reese Tasker. She's helping today. Thanks for coming in this summer. And on the camera is Lissa Sodi. Thank you guys both for being here. Now, the first thing we need to do is start this chicken for the stew. I'm having Reese here help me because I'm not going to use gloves. I know some of you probably don't have gloves at home, and that's fine. But the one thing you want to be careful about is you do not want to cross-contaminate. So I'm going to grab this chicken here, and we're going to put it, this is a cake pan. Yes, it is, but it seems like the best thing to use. So we're going to use that. I'm going to get rid of this. And then Reese is going to, we pour just a little bit. You're going to pour a little bit of oil on here. And I'm going to rub this in. So this is the half chicken that comes in your meal box. And this is a beautiful, very large bird, beautifully locally grown, locally raised chicken. Beautiful. So now we're going to take a little bit of salt. You can go a little bit more. And the thing is notice how we have this in a little container. What we do here is we just put a little bit of salt in container, and then after that we pitch it, even though Reese is helping, because we do not want to cross-contaminate. Same with the oil bottle. We don't need to put my hands on there. So I'm going to turn this over. This is a half a chicken, so the backbone part of it's still in there, but that'll just add to the flavor of the dish. Now, next, Reese, pepper. This pepper mill was from a student named Joey Fuller.
Yep.
And I didn't think I'd like it, and I absolutely love it. It does a great job, and you can kind of pick the grind on it. So we're going to use this. Might make a little noise, but that's okay. And remember, this is your food. You can do whatever you want with it. You can season it any way you want. So we're going to keep this pretty basic. Also, it's probably a good time to say what we're showing you are some different cooking methods. Like I said, you don't have to do them. You can take this chicken and your carrots and your onions and potatoes and throw it all in a crock pot with the stock, which is provided with the meal box, and walk away and it'll be fine. But we're just going to show you a little bit more refined way to do it. So now we are going to take this and we're going to put this in a 400-degree oven to start because we want this to brown a little bit. All right, so thanks. We'll take it to them. So now we have our chicken in the oven. Now we're going to start on the potatoes. We're going to parboil potatoes, but first we need to wash them. And also, if you pan over there, and look, Reese is already picking the green beans. So while that chicken is in the oven, we're getting a lot more things done. So we're going to wash these and then show it to the next. Okay, so now we have our potatoes washed off. These are great potatoes. They're very hard because they're very fresh. Like sometimes when you get them at the store, they've been sitting there for a while, and it's softer. These are like, feel that. Yeah. And also, if you're at the store, a sign of an old potato too is that green stuff, and that's called solanine, and that means the potato's starting to turn. So these are nice, fresh potatoes. What we're going to do is first we're going to check, because you got to be careful. Because look at this. And we rinse these off. I rinse these off really well and wipe them down. But look, you need to give it one initial wipe because there's still some dirt on there. So, Reese, if you don't mind, you wipe these down. And I'm going to start cutting these in half. I'm going to get behind you really quick. This is my clean potato. Always start potatoes in cold water, not hot water. Don't drop them into boiling water. This is called parboiling, and we're going to partially cook this, and then we're going to roast them. Yes, it's extra steps. No, you do not have to do this. Once again, you can throw everything into your crock pot or in the oven and do it that way. We're just going to show you a few different methods. The reasoning behind not putting a potato into hot water is the outside, in like boiling water, if we put this in there, then what's going to happen is the outside will cook before the inside does. So you always want to start in cold water. We're going to leave nice big hunks of this potato. Look at that thing. So we're going to do this, bring it up to a boil and simmer, and we'll show you that in a second. Okay, so we have our potatoes in cold water. Reese, thank you for rinsing those off. We're going to bring these to a boil and then simmer. You don't want them boiling rapidly the whole time or they'll kind of tear apart. And once every 5 minutes or so, put a paring knife in there, and once it goes through, then you know they're ready to go, and we're going to pull them out and we'll show you a little bit more later. So once again, we got our potatoes on, we got a chicken in the oven. That's not quite done yet, so we're going to go ahead and show you how to blanch and shock green beans. This is for the sauteed green bean dish. Once again, cook them any way you like. We really like this method. And a lot of these methods that I'm showing you and Reese is helping with can be done a day in advance. So these potatoes can be done a day in advance, the whole thing, and we'll show you. The green beans can be blanched and shocked a day in advance, and then you saute them the next day. So you don't have to do it all in one day, even though you can, because we're doing it in real time as far as the chicken. We're doing it a little bit out of order, I'm not going to lie to you. But we're going to show you this method, and I think you'll like it. So Reese, we put like a handful of green beans, boiling water. Now, we don't want those green beans, we're not going to cook them to death. This isn't like your typical country green bean. This is going to be a fresh sauteed green bean with a little bit of a crunch to it, but not too much. So you don't want to overcrowd the pan so the water's not simmering or boiling anymore. So you just put a good handful in at a time. We've got plenty of green beans here. And then once they are done, we are going to shock them in ice water to stop the cooking process and leave all the vitamins and minerals in them. Okay. Okay, quiet on the set. Here we go. Are you recording?
Yep.
Okay, so Reese is going to take these now and put them in ice water. And it'll take about a minute or two to cool off. And we'll just do the process over until we're done. Okay, so now you can see these potatoes have come to a boil, and we're going to turn them down to a simmer. In about 5 minutes, we'll check them. I would say you could go 10 minutes because, like I said, these potatoes are really hard. They're very fresh, so it'll take a while. Just make sure it's not rapidly boiling, and we'll check it in about 10 minutes. So, in a cake pan, but it works for us. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to take some of this oil and saute onions and carrots together, and then put them back in here underneath with some chicken stock, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, now, so we have our half roast chicken. It's nice and crispy on the outside. Now what we're going to do now is I'm going to peel some of this garlic and cut some of these. Look at these beautiful onions. Like I said, really appreciate these local farmers. All this stuff is just really top notch. We just tasted those green beans over there and they taste really good. You can really tell the difference between the stuff that you get at the farmer's market and the stuff that you get at the store. You will not find garlic any fresher than this. And these are beautiful onions, so we're going to cut those up and we're going to saute all this and show you how to make kind of like the beginning part to making our chicken stew. So we separated these garlic cloves, and you can see that there's still the skin on them. This is very fresh garlic, so it is hard to get the skin off. People have different methods for doing this, but you might have seen this, but sometimes people will put some containers that are kind of equal in size, and you just... I'm sure that's going to look great on camera. So now you can see that some of this is peeling off, but not like... This is really fresh garlic, so we're going to have to peel this a little bit more. If you could back up to me really quick. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is fresh garlic. It's wonderful. Do we mince it up and put it in the stew? I don't know. I think we might just leave the whole cloves in there and maybe smush them up a little bit once we make it. So the more you chop something, the stronger it is. You know what? For us, what we're doing today, we're going to leave the cloves whole. Okay? That's good. Okay, so we have our roast chicken here. It's not completely done yet. What we're going to do, once again, you do not have to do this, but we are going to cook these onions separately and carrots. And like I said, we're going to add the whole cloves of garlic right in here. Do not burn the garlic. There's a difference between roasting it and burning it. You burn this garlic, ruined, okay? So just take it nice and easy, and we'll get through this. All right, so we got that. So we're going to let this caramelize a little bit, and then we're going to put it underneath here, okay? And then cover it and put it back in the oven with some stock, which we'll show you in 1 second. So now those vegetables are caramelizing for the chicken. Here, if you'll look right here, Lissa, if you go over the top here, this is the stock that we made, or not this stock in particular, we're making a different batch, but four that will be part of your meal box. We ice it down, we make it, we strain it, and then we get it out of the temperature danger zone, and you'll notice all the fat comes to the top, and we will take all that off. If you look here, you can see how that fat is going away. This is a lightly roasted chicken stock. It has a lot of flavor. Now, if you could pan back up on me, it will come in this. This is a 16 ounce, I think a 16 ounce container. It'll come in your meal box. It'll come frozen, okay? There's a lot of flavor and a lot of time has gone into making this chicken stock. It will come frozen, like I said. The best way for me, until you're ready to use it, if you just run this over hot water just for a minute, it'll come out like a big ice cube, and then you can just melt it down and use it as needed. Okay, so these look great. These Reese caramelized these a little bit. You can notice all these little brown bits in the pan, and there's still some oil left in fat from the chicken. We're going to leave that on there. And then thank you for holding that half a giant bird up there, Reese. I'm going to put this here. Okay, and Reese is going to put the chicken right on top. And then you can cut, and then I'll show you over here. Okay, so we're putting some of this stock in here. I'm trying to twirl it around a little bit so we don't get the fat because we haven't packaged it up yet. So we're just going to put this on the bottom right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cover this and let it cook for another hour so it'll fall right off the bone and we can make our stew. Once again, this is your food. You don't have to do it this way, and you definitely don't have to season it this way. I think we're really just going salt and pepper. This stock has a lot of flavor. Like I said, a lot of time was put into it. But do what you want. We'll cover it up, and then we'll see it in about an hour. Reese, thank you for playing that. I'm sorry I didn't know. Okay, so we just turned the heat off on these potatoes. Reese, can you grab that little paring knife right there? If you look here, if you just kind of stab that in there, you can tell it goes right through, right? And what you want to do is, we really don't want to dump this like into a colander or something because it could smush them. So if you just take them out just like this, okay? We're going to take all these out, get some of the water off, and then we'll show you the next step. Going? Okay, so these are parboiled. We put them on a half sheet pan. This is the only pan we had. You can use whatever you want. Please remember, you do not have to do it this way, but you know, those potatoes could have gone right into a casserole dish with the chicken and the carrots and everything else, okay? So you don't have to do it, or the crock pot, or whatever you're doing. Also, some of these methods we're showing you, you don't have to do all of them. You could just do this one. And then do your chicken the way you want in the crock pot, okay? So we're gonna show you this. We're gonna put a little bit of oil in there. If you have some butter, if you like butter, put butter on there. And instead of putting this bowl, we're gonna try to do it in the pan so we're not dirtying as many dishes. Now, seasoning-wise, salt and pepper's great, but use whatever seasoning you like and you have at home. Sometimes if you're using a seasoning like a rub or something that has a lot of sugar in it, that can be a good thing, but if there's enough sugar in it, it's going to burn it. So you have to be careful and watch the temperature and watch your potatoes. So we're going to just season these up with some salt and pepper and a few other things and put them in a 350 degree oven, and we'll show you that in a second. Alright, going? Okay, so we pulled the chicken out of the oven. The only thing we need to do now is make sure it's cooked through. I'm 100% confident it is. The minimal internal temperature for chicken needs to be 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You can get one of these thermometers at Walmart. for as low as $10. They come in really handy. Also, what you can do, if you try to zoom in here a little bit, when we put this thermometer in to that thigh, it's reading, I know you probably can't see it at this point, maybe. So we're well over. Can you see that, Lissa? Okay, so that's reading 185 degrees. Back up to me, please. This stock that's in here, and since we're covering it like that, it really is a safety net for the chicken not being dried out. So if it's over, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm sure some people out there are going, we shouldn't keep the thigh meat and the breast meat together. Yeah, I get it, but in this case, the breast meat will stay moist as well. So what we're going to do now, what you can do, if you pull back over here, listen, if I pull this out, sometimes we can really see it. Sometimes these juices, they're running clear. And if those juices are running clear, it means it's done. So now what we're going to do is just put this here. This cake pan's working out really well, actually. I'll let this cool for a little bit. We're going to pick the chicken back to me, please. Sorry. Hey, right now you can cut this chicken up and eat it as is if that's what you want to do. But we're going to make this stew out of it. We're going to try to put together this pan. We'll show you. I guess we'll make cucumber salad. And we'll get everything together and get it all spread out. See how it looks. Okay, Reese. So now on to cucumber salad. This is very simple. Lissa and Reese and I were talking. It's like, should we peel these cucumbers? We decided no. We looked up online, and actually there's a lot of valuable nutrients in cucumber skin. And I think it's also good to say that these aren't covered in wax or anything like that. These are very fresh cucumbers. So we're going to leave it as is so it's healthier. A lot of times here we'll cut things with a mandolin, which is a cutting device, but since a lot of people at home probably don't have one, we're just going to do it with a knife really quick and then cut up some of these tomatoes. And once we get that cut up, we'll show you how to dress this cucumber and tomato salad. Also, cut it any way you want. I think just to be different, you see cucumber salad in rounds a lot. I think we're going to make it just a little bit thicker, and we're going to cut it into cubes this time, just, for the sake of being different. So once we get this done, we'll get right back to you. All right, we got everything cut up. Thank you, Reese. And now what we're going to do is, in this bowl here, all this is sugar and white vinegar. There will be a recipe posted somewhere. There's also a recipe card included in your meal box. Also, Reese, this recipe was going to have dill in it, but dill is almost impossible to find right now. It's been really hard to grow this year because of the high heat and all the rain, so we could not find any dill. So we are going to, we have this beautiful flat leaf parsley, and this is local as well, and it's been washed. Reminder, some people, the local farmers wash their greens and things, but these things are organic. There is some dirt involved sometimes, so always take a look and make sure there's not too much dirt. So what we're going to start off with is sprinkle a little bit of salt in there, Reese. I think one more time will be okay. And then pepper with our trusty pepper mill. Keep it going. We thought it'd go faster, but keep it going. Yeah. We got this. We got this. That's good. I think that looks good. Now, we're going to add all this sugar and vinegar mixture in here. Okay? Now, for this, well, since we have it, we're going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil since we had some. Now, I think that'll help with the flavor of the tomatoes. Do you have to make this dressing? Absolutely not. You could cut up these tomatoes and cucumbers, and if you had Italian dressing or ranch, you could mix it in there and that'd be fine too. Remember, it's your food. You can do what you want with it. So we're gonna let this sit and make sure. I think the main thing with these kind of salads is they need to be cold, because when they get warm, they just don't taste right. Now we're gonna take a little bit of this flat leaf parsley, and I'm just gonna cut it up. You don't have to cut it up really fine. Also, we cut up some red onion to add to this, but actually some people will be eating this and they don't want onion in it, so we are not going to add onion to it today, but you should have plenty of onion left if you want it in yours, but we don't want ours in ours today. And you could probably separate 2 bowls and put onion in one, and and it'd be fine. So we're just going to mix this up. We'll refrigerate it for 10-15 minutes, and then we can adjust for seasonings. Let's move on to the chicken dish. Reese added the chicken to our the other carrots and the onions and the stock and things like that. We adjusted seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper, but add whatever you like to season it. So now we're going to show you these potatoes that are coming out of the oven. So here are the potatoes after they come out of the oven. You can see how nice and golden brown they are, and you don't have to keep them in there too long because of they've been par cooked. Okay, so here are the green beans that Reese blanched and chopped. And remember, you don't have to do these the same day. You can keep these in the fridge for a couple days and then cook them. The point is too, is it's just they keep their nice green color, and also they cook faster. So all we really have to do is heat these up at this point. A little bit of olive oil. We're going to keep this pretty simple. If you have butter at home, you can use butter. We actually have a little bit of butter here, so we're going to add that. Not necessarily necessary at all, but we're going to add that since we have it. And just let that heat up. Be careful. You want to make sure that when you blanch and chop, there could be some water in the bottom, and it could kind of splash up on you. So we don't want that. So we're just going to let this go a little bit. Once again, season with whatever you want. Whatever you have. We're going to go salt and pepper on this. And if you have some kind of acid like lemon, or you had a tiny bit of vinegar left over, you could use that. Or if you had a little bit of stock left over. So I'm going to get close to the pan. Watch that water. Probably need some tongs. I'll be right back. At least you got the plate. Salt and pepper these. Thank you. Now some garlic will be good with this. We get a lot of garlic in the stew, so I think we're going to keep it like this. Look at our fancy pepper mill. Look at that.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey. So, we had a lemon in here, and we're going to use it. Not necessary, but if you have one, just a little bit of acid. And if you have we had a tiny bit of stock left over, just enough to like hit the pan. And remember, these are blanched and chopped. They're already cooked. So all you have to do is basically heat them up, and we're done. Let's plate everything up. Okay, Reese, we did it. Meal box number 1, 2025. Once again, you do not have to do this food this way. It's your food. You can do it any way you want. I know some of this might seem kind of time consuming, but maybe you could do one of these things just like roasted potatoes. by all means, do whatever you want. Also, we save the chicken wing and the skin because some people like that, so don't get rid of that even though we were making a stew out of this. There's recipe card included, okay? You don't have to do that, but I think it's in your best interest to do whatever you want. Thank you to the farmers. These are wonderful ingredients, and it's nice to see that they like these green beans taste like green beans. They really do, and this chicken is out of this world. So, who else do we need to thank? I need to thank you. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Lissa, for filming. And also, thank you for Coach Redinger, who's not here, but helping me get back into our kitchen since it's summer break. Thank you to Shelly Arterbright, of course. And I think we already thanked the farmers. So I hope you enjoy this first meal box. And remember, everyone deserves to eat well.